For WLCSports.com, I'm Matt Friedman, joined here with men's golf coach Adam Volbrecht as the Warriors get set for the NACC Championship this weekend. Coach, let's take a look at how the team's doing so far this year. Last season you had 2 golfers who had scoring averages under 80. This season, 6 golfers with scoring averages below 80. What's led to the consistency top to bottom on this team?
A lot of hard work. Guys that really came in prepared, from the spring through the summer, worked really hard on their games and came in ready to play some golf. And we have a few more numbers this year. Guys pushing each other to keep getting better. There's a lot of competition there.
And also, Danny Frawley has probably stuck out the most. He's been the most consistent golfer scoring-wise, also much improved. He averaged about 82 last season. He's down to 78. So what improvements has he made in his game to bring that scoring average down?
I think looking back, Danny had just a fantastic fall season his freshman year. Getting back to some of his strengths, he's one of our strongest competitors. He's a guy that, may not always make it look real pretty, but gets the job done consistently, and that, I think, is just getting back to some of those strengths of just getting out there and competing and not worrying about the external stuff.
And also, Coach, in this fall season, which of your newcomers, you have 5 freshmen as well as a transfer, which of those newcomers has stood out to you?
Well, actually, I have 2 transfers. I think they all kind of stand out in their own way, but you look at scoring average, Tyler Wood's a freshman, came in, he's got an average under 80. That's a fantastic accomplishment for freshmen coming in to average under 80, going from that high school to that college environment. So, very pleased with his performance. Tyler Hallman's another one, sophomore, but he's a transfer that was out of golf last year, came back in and has really fought for a spot, and not to leave the other guys out. We've had 10 guys, compete in our top 5 this season. So that, Garrett was in there. We've had just a lot of good, healthy competition, and then of course Pete Kaufman, another transfer that's going to be in our top 5 at the NACC Championships this week. Again, transfer came in with a year of college golf under his belt, probably eased his transition, and he'll be the one out of those guys that's in our top 5 this week.
And what's the advantage for your golfers to each know that they have that shot to play in your top 5, that they're not really relegated to one team or another, that they have a chance to compete and to play on the varsity team?
Well, I think the opportunity that we have to play a lot, keeps those guys motivated and hungry and excited about getting out there and proving themselves. But even when we sent a second 5, last week we sent a second 5 down to the Eagle Invite for Benedictine. They ended up taking 3rd in the tournament, and we're just a couple shots out of 2nd place. Those guys can compete with a lot of teams on their own, much less with our guys. We can combine them together. It's pretty formidable.
Now, anybody who's played golf knows it's a very mental game. What do you talk to the team about when it comes to mental approach on the course?
That's at this level, and I think at any level of golf, the mental approach is probably tantamount, even so much more to skill. Because at this level, they've all played golf for many years, a lot of different environments, either competitively in high school, competitive over the summer, and for some of the guys already in college. Mentally, going into a course, whatever course it is, because it changes every week. It's we're not going to play a 10-foot basket. Each hole is different everywhere you go. Basketball, you're shooting at the same goal no matter where you're at. Golf courses change. Your approach has to change. Going into it, mentally prepared for what you're going to see, and weather being a factor, and not letting any one of those things dominate, but controlling what you can control and not bothered by or not being bothered by the things that are outside of your control.
With that in mind, the NACC Championship is coming up this Sunday and Monday, rounds 1 and 2 of the NACC Championship. It's at Whistling Straits. First of all, talk about how rewarding it is to be able to have your team playing on that course that's hosted numerous PGA tournaments, as well as the challenges of that course and what your team needs to do to have success there.
It is just a beautiful facility. We get the chance to play the Irish course, which has hosted some really nice tournaments in its own right. Great golf course, great conditions. Really a first-class operation that not many college even, but especially at the Division III level, get to play such a nice facility and treated so well. The challenge I think that the Irish course itself presents to us is that it's a Pete Dye course, and you got the lake, you got the mystique, and visually it's intimidating. the golf course itself is hard enough, and then you throw in, the bunkers, the long grass, and the stuff that you just see all the place, and you tend to see that stuff and not see how big the fairways are and how receptive the greens are and how big they are. It's a visually intimidating place. The golf course itself is a challenge, but when you can, focus on, what's in front of you and not the other stuff, it makes it much more manageable. But, just a wonderful opportunity for our guys to play a first-class facility, be treated, in a first-class manner.
Men's golf coach Adam Volbrecht, thanks, Coach, for joining us, and best of luck at the NACC Championship.
Thanks, Matt. It was good talking with you.